Everybody, welcome to week 23 of Countdown to Blastoff. With us today is AnglersChannel.com pro staffer Robbie Digh. And before we take a look at some of the big tournaments coming up this weekend prior to the 4th of July weekend, we want to thank our three great sponsors, and that's Ranger and the great line of Z-Series Comanche boats, Evinrude and the great line of E-Tech outboards, and, of course, Progressive Insurance, where you can get a free quote that'll probably save you some significant money at www.progressive.com. Robbie, good seeing you. It's been a couple of weeks. You were on the road with some business-related stuff. Then you were at the beach. But, hey, now it's back time to fishing. And you're fishing the BFL at High Rock this weekend. But, you know, I was looking at the tournaments on our tournaments page this morning, and there are a lot of big tournaments this weekend. You know, just because we're at the end of June doesn't mean they stop. It's still very, very active, and we're going to take a look at a couple of them. We're going to start with the PAA. They kick off tomorrow at Table Rock for, I believe, their third event of the year, second event of the year. And you know that lake, that's a clear lake, high water temps. That ought to be interesting.
Yeah, John, this time of year, you know, in June, it's a great time to fish. That's one reason you see a lot of tournaments. The fish get off the bank and they school up, and, you know, there's going to be a lot of deep fishing at all these tournaments coming up. You can really fish, you know, two styles this time of year. Shallow water fishermen, they still have a chance to win as good as the deep fishermen. So it's a great time to fish. And those guys on Table Rock, you know, there's going to be some fish shallow and deep. So it's going to be an interesting tournament.
That's a 3-day event. We'll be following that. They do a good job of keeping the results coming to us. Angler's Choice Marine Team Trail, one of the top team trails in the country. Their sixth tournament of the year. I can't believe they're already at number 6. We televised their first one on the Progressive Bass Weekend Wrap-Up Show. But their sixth tournament of the year is this weekend on Kerr. You were just up at Kerr a few weeks ago. Fishing up there right now is very tough.
Yeah, it is, John. And it's, you know, due to that bass virus, I think that's some of it, but there are also plans for them to do a uranium plant up there, and that could devastate Kerr, but they're fighting it tooth and nail. But the fishing up there is very tough right now, and it'll definitely be one offshore up there this week because they've pulled the water down, and the fish are offshore. There's nothing really to throw around, so you can look for that to be one around 12 or 15 foot deep.
So going into Nutbush and finding shrubs that are halfway up full of water, those days are gone.
Yeah, there's, you know, when I was up there last week, the water was already 302, 301 and a half, so they're just gradually pulling it, and there's no bushes in the water.
Wow, I tell you, that changes the landscape for a lot of anglers that like going up to Kerr. We'll follow that one too. That'll be a big turnout. You're fishing the BFL on High Rock. You've been up there the last couple of days. What's going on up there?
High Rock's fishing extremely tough right now. They had a couple tournaments over there last weekend, a few small throw-together tournaments, and, you know, 17 to 18 pounds have been winning. That's a good weight, but the guys that I talked to hadn't been catching many fish, 5, 6, 7 fish a day. So High Rock is fishing extremely tough, but there is some fish shallow over there, and there's some deep. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good tournament, and hopefully I can get me 5.
All right, well, we'll talk to you about that one afterwards. CBA, Chattanooga Bass Association, back on Chickamauga. You and I have talked about that lake, one of the hidden treasures in the country.
Yeah, that grass up there, there's going to be some big weights, you know, come out of there. All year there's been big weights.
Averages 25 to 28 pounds a month to win that tournament.
Yeah, you know, it might be a pound or two off with this summer heat, you know, the fish getting a little slimmer, but it's still going to take in the 20s.
Hey, finally, we've got a Watson's Marine Ranger Open tournament up on Boone Lake in Tennessee going out of Winged Deer Park. You know a little bit about Boone. Tell us about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of docks on it. It's a clear lake. You know, you go up in the river. We've had a lot of these thunderstorms. Might be some dirty water up in the river, but, you know, a lot of docks. You can catch them about any way you want to there too, John, but the water being clear is going to drive the fish deep after the sun gets up. Probably a lot of topwater fishing going on, and I would say it's going to take somewhere between 18 and 19 pounds to win that tournament.
All right, well, that's good to know. You know, that information is also on the tournaments page of AnglersChannel.com.